I believed money keeps you alive, love only breaks you.
Alina grew up in a house where money decided everything. Her father drank to escape poverty, and her parents fought endlessly because there was never enough. Nights were loud, mornings heavy. Even as a child, Elena learned how tension filled the air. Love existed in that home, but it was buried under arguments, unpaid bills, and disappointment. Long before she understood adulthood, she sensed something fragile breaking inside her family, something that would never truly heal. Her father was not a bad man, just a tired one. Poverty crushed his pride, and alcohol became his escape. Apologies followed the shouting, but nothing truly changed. Elena watched him disappear slowly, while her mother carried anger and exhaustion on her shoulders. Love still lived in the house, but it was weak, overworked, and constantly fighting to survive in a place where hope felt too expensive. When Elena was 13, her father died. Years of drinking finally won. There was no dramatic goodbye, only a hospital room that smelled of disinfectant and regret. Elena felt sadness, but also an unfamiliar relief. The shouting stopped. The house grew quiet. She told herself something dangerous that day. Love disappears, but money decides survival. After his death, poverty didn't leave with him. It settled deeper. Her mother worked longer hours, returned home exhausted, and slowly grew distant. Elena helped where she could, learning responsibility instead of dreams. She stopped asking for things she needed and promised herself she would never depend on anyone again. Her mother died just after Elena turned 18. No safety net remained. No family, no backup plan. Grief came, but Elena buried it under practicality. She didn't cry much. Tears didn't pay rent. From that moment, she decided money mattered more than love because love had never stayed. After the funeral, Elena moved forward without stopping. She enrolled in college, worked part-time, and kept emotions locked away. She didn't cry often. She didn't talk about the past. She believed pain was useless. Survival required focus. Love, she decided, was a distraction she couldn't afford. The library became her refuge. She went there almost daily to study, to breathe, to feel calm. Silence felt honest. Books didn't disappoint. She always sat at the same table, wore the same simple clothes, and followed the same routine. Peace came from repetition, not people. That's when Jacob noticed her. He had seen her before, same seat, same posture, same serious focus. She never looked around, never invited conversation. Jacob was curious, not intrusive. He wondered what kind of life made someone guard themselves so carefully. One afternoon, their hands reached for the same book. Fingers brushed briefly. Elena pulled back instantly, muttering an apology. Jacob smiled softly and stepped aside. The moment was small, accidental, and gone, but it lingered longer than she expected. Jacob tried speaking to her another day, a simple comment about the book she was reading. Elena responded politely, briefly, then returned to her work. She wasn't rude, just closed. Interaction felt unnecessary. She came to the library for peace, not connection. Once, Elena noticed a ring on Jacob's finger. It caught her attention because he often twisted it absent-mindedly. She wondered briefly if he was married, then dismissed the thought. His life wasn't her concern. Curiosity was dangerous. One evening, a girl joined Jacob at the library table. Elena overheard her asking quietly about the girl who always sits alone. Jacob didn't answer much. He only said Elena seemed focused. Elena pretended not to hear, but something tightened inside her chest. Days passed. Jacob didn't push. Sometimes he nodded. Sometimes he smiled. Elena appreciated that restraint. Love, she believed, always demanded something. Jacob didn't. That made him harder to ignore. One night, Elena found an email in her inbox. Jacob had gotten her email from a study group list. He apologized for reaching out and mentioned his ring, it was broken, from an old engagement that didn't last. He didn't ask for anything. He simply explained. Elena stared at the screen for a long time. Broken engagement. Broken ring. She understood broken things. She replied hours later, short, cautious, neutral. She didn't want more. Still, she replied. Messages became occasional. About books. About exams. Never feelings. Elena kept emotional distance, reminding herself why she studied so hard. Love didn't pay bills. Love didn't fill empty kitchens. Jacob once mentioned he admired her discipline. Elena didn't know how to respond. Discipline was survival, not strength. Compliments felt unnecessary. She stayed careful. As graduation approached, Elena focused completely on job applications. Interviews mattered. Stability mattered. Jacob remained part of her routine, but never the center. One conversation changed slightly. Elena said quietly, "Love doesn't fill your stomach." Jacob didn't argue. He simply nodded and said, "I know." That honesty stayed with her. She got the job. Stability. Income. Independence. Relief came instantly. Pride followed. This was real. This mattered. Elena stopped going to the library as often. Life became structured, predictable, safe. Still, sometimes she thought of quiet afternoons and unfinished conversations. She dismissed them quickly. She told herself again, love doesn't fill your stomach. Money does. That belief had kept her alive.